Okay, what is up? What is up, guys? All right, so today's video, what I have for you is a patch 13.19b special. Okay, B patch just dropped. I think it was like yesterday, and people are asking. Well, not people are asking, but people are wondering what's even good. And so the clear winner of this patch is definitely Ionia Xayah, Vanquisher Xayah, Vanquisher Neela. You know, this comp is broken. Okay, so I'm here to show you how to play the #1 variant of this comp. Okay, so here on tactics.tools, I have sorted by Masters plus 13.9b, and the best composition by far with the highest top 4 percentage, highest win percentage, average placement, blah blah blah, is the Ashe reroll variant. Okay, and I'm gonna show you because I just played it on my Masters account. Well, I guess both accounts are Masters right now. Womp womp. In low Masters, I just got first with it at the end of stream, so I decided, hey, this should be a good one to make a video out of. And it wasn't anything too insane. I don't think I like high rolled anything crazy or anything like that. So I wanted to show you guys what a good example of this comp looks like. So things to know right off the bat with this comp is in order to play this variant, there are a few variants, right? In order to play this variant, you need an Ionia spat by like level 6. So you need to know you're getting a spat through Placidium Library, or Bando, or like what is it? It's like Bando City or something, where you get a spat in the beginning of the game, like the Pearl Snack spat, or or you get like you offered like Ionia Crest. Basically, you need a spat for this variant. Okay, this variant needs a spat, and I think that all the strongest Xayah variants are with an Ionia spat, whether on Neela, which is default, or this Ashe, which is also a good default. Okay, and the other thing you need is copies of Ashe early. You need to find copies of Ashe early because you know you should already be playing this Ionia angle when you have this spat. So this game I have for you guys today, it's played on Fleshing Arena. And if you don't know what Fleshing Arena is, it just gives you high tier champions per stage. So you know, nothing too crazy here. Is no like Hall of the Nine or anything like that. Here you're gonna see me struggle. See like what I'm trying to struggling to hold. Sorry. Struggling to figure out what to hold. We get fast forward passes a bit. We get the cloak belt. We hit an Ashe in the shop. We buy the Ashe. One thing that's important is that you should be picking up units in the shop that are very relevant towards the best comps. So if Xayah Ionia is the best comp, you should be clicking on Jhin, Aurelia, Set, Ashe. Okay, if Demacia is the best comp, you should be picking Kale, Poppy, Galio, you know, etc, etc. So right now I don't think Swords are too good, so you're gonna see me not really prioritize the Malzahar or the Orianna. That shit kind of sucks. And then here I'm instantly offered Ionia Crest. Okay, so here's the interesting thing to note. I don't even have carry items for this comp. Carry items being, you want like Last Whisper, you want like GS, you want like swords, you want bows, and tank items. Okay, swords, bows, crit, tank items. I don't have any of that. Okay, I just have belt, tier, and cloak. And so here you see that we picked the crest, and it's not gonna be until later where I decide to reroll Ashe, but the default for me at least is I have a crest. You're gonna put this on Neela, and if you get a bunch of copies of Ashe or something that tells you can go Ashe, you can put on Ashe. And so here with these 3 items, usually you don't have to slam items. So usually at 2-1, you decide if you want to streak or not streak. So what I mean is you can play for wins, play to win rounds. You can level, slam items, make your best board. Or you can play for econ and scaling, which is save your items till the best possible item combinations. Don't level so you can make your interest, and play for loose streak. So in this case, we're not really playing for streak, but you'll notice that I do end up making a adaptive helm, mostly because in this comp, it is pretty hard to kill off a tier and a cloak, because, you know, usually we want bows to become like Last Whisper, crits to become Last Whisper, swords to maybe be GS, right? Things of this nature, okay? So yeah, I end up winning the first round without slamming anything somehow. Like I leveled and lost. That's unfortunate for him. You saw that we made 10 on 2-1 because we just sold everything not related to Ionia. Okay, we're playing this and we're gonna make interest as soon as possible. Okay, something that you guys might not do is that you just hold like a bunch of units on your bench, even though you already decided on your direction. Like you picked the Ionia crest, you're not gonna hold a bunch of Sorix because that's not gonna lead into your mid game or late game. It's just gonna take up money on your. It's just gonna prevent you from making econ as fast as possible, which will allow you to push levels and roll down for your Ionia board, right? Because if you have an Ionia crest, there's no universe where you're playing Sorix, right? So here I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of want to see if I can slam to win this round and beat this guy because I thought he was kind of weak, but I actually lost because Scrappy Inventions gave him 3 items. But it's all good, no problem. Win, lose, totally fine. You can buy stuff in your shop when you're not at 10 interest intervals, but honestly, we're not playing any of this, let's be honest. Found that Darius. Darius is useful. Be on the lookout for Darius because he's a Vanquisher Juggernaut, which goes with your set. Interesting point here though is so we're talking about like execution. My execution is not the best, but if you're like masses and below, maybe you can learn something in terms of how I shape my board in terms of my decision making, right? So what I mean by execution is, okay, we know we want to play Ionia in some way or fashion, right? We want to play Ionia somehow. So that means we're making Xayah items, right? Maybe we're making Nila items. We're making tank items. Okay, so how do we get there is the question. How do we get to that final board? And so in this case, one of the things you need to consider is what you should be playing on your board and why. And part of that is also, what are you trying to do at any given moment? So right now, we just lost. We have no streak. Okay, so what are we trying to do? We're trying to make the most gold efficient board possible while making 10 interest breakpoints. So why is that important? Is because if you make a gold inefficient board, you won't be any stronger, but it'll cost you more money, right? So this Darius technically makes me stronger because it's Juggernaut. It makes my set more tanky, but it prevents me from making 20. So if I had won these 2 rounds, I'm gonna play the Darius because it's my strongest possible board. I want to streak. I want to see if I can, because you know, holding the Darius is gonna cost me 1 gold, but winning is gonna make me a gold plus an extra gold, 2 gold, because I'm streaking. In this case, I have no streak. So we're in the lose streak mentality where, okay, let's just make econ thresholds while making a gold efficient board. So you see, I made a gold efficient board by playing an extra set, and I sold the Darius, right? So this is very important. It's very important to know this idea because at Darius is probably not going to make the difference in this fight, but what it did make the difference was I guarantee 20 gold. Okay, so if we watch this fight, I'm pretty sure I win. So I won this round and I made 10. So it may seem like a small thing, but if you watch any like streamers or watch any YouTube videos, they will all tell you 1 gold, 2 gold early on is worth like 5-6 gold later. Like money is the most important resource in the early game so that you can start snowballing your economy. Okay, so one of the great things about committing to a comp early is that you can start making those interest thresholds without feeling bad because like, oh, what if I needed that unit? No, you didn't actually need that unit. So on the carousel here, you can see that the I want to talk about the options here. So for the Xayah comp, right, for Vanquishers, we want Last Whisper, Bow, and Crit. We want maybe GS eventually, or like Swords, so Sword is good, or tank items, Belt. We don't want Tier, we don't want Rod, right? And so there's something actually very interesting here that you guys should know is units. You shouldn't actually look at the carousel just for items. You should look at items. This is what the habit I use is, what items do I need? What core items do I need? Whether it be carry items, usually the priority, or tank items, okay? The best frontline or backline items I can make. So we need Last Whisper in this comp every time. I need a bow and a crit. But what I noticed was that there's a set on the carousel, and it's carrying a chain. Usually we don't want to take tank items off the carousel, but a 2-star set that with a Sunfire is such a huge tempo play. We can use it to streak and or save a ton of HP, which will allow us to find core items later. We could have totally gotten the bow or the crit. That's totally fine, right? From the carousel, that would be totally fine. But it would not have stabilize my board as much as this getting this 2-star set is. Okay, in my opinion, this is just a sick tempo play that I saw. So not something you so it should be something you guys should be something you should be on the lookout for. Being able to 2-star important units, like maybe a 2-star Ash or 2-star set, right? Would be really good here. Well, otherwise you just, you know, default to your carry items. You get the bow, you get the crit. Because you'll notice here that I have 0 carry items, which can be concerning later. You know, what if you get dropped like tier rod belt, you know, stuff like that. That can be pretty unfortunate. So, but yeah, this is just a tempo play I made. So we'll fast forward past this fight. Not really relevant. We ended up winning. Well, look at the shop. Remember, habits to do for examining the shop is look through the traits on your left side of the screen. And you should say, okay, I have Ionia, Vanquisher. What unit should I be looking in the shop? Anything that can complement or complete those traits on the left. If there are not, you make an efficient board. So in our case, we play an extra Ash. Or, I mean, that's pretty much it. Extra Ash, extra Set, extra Jin, whatever we can find, right? Maybe we can splash some traits in. So, like, maybe we can play some 2 Bruiser. Maybe on the next level. I think I do end up playing, like, 2 random Bruisers on the next level. Remember, we're trying to make an efficient board, okay? An efficient board. And you may be wondering, okay, why didn't we, like, level here? We're, like, on a 2 streak. We don't really have anything to play. And, yeah, we didn't really have anything to play. Okay, that's pretty much the main reason why we're not leveling. Remember, econ early, making your econ early is extremely important. So I have 40 gold, 3 win streak going into Krugs. It's really illegal spot. And the reason why we won these last 2 rounds is that set, right? A huge set, 2-star set with Sunfire, huge diff. Okay, so next goals we're looking for here on our board, looking for some kind of Juggernaut, looking to 2-star this Ash, looking to 2-star this Jin, trying to find some copies of Aurelia. Maybe we can play some Ionia. You saw earlier I sold a Karma to make interest breakpoint because it would not have fit on our board. You know, it would not have made our board any stronger, and we would make interest threshold. I think that was at 30, right? All right, let's fast forward. On the Krugs, we get dropped a bunch of nothing. So we sell it. And then we get dropped a crit, which is a good sign because it's half the last whisper that we need, right? You see me buy just like a bunch of random stuff. Like maybe I can use this. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm down to run like a random Renekton while we're trying to find the rest of our units, namely a Juggernaut. I am looking for a Juggernaut here, please. Oh, perfect, Juggernaut. And then here I'm down to level. It cost us 1 interest. Usually speaking, if it costs you 1 interest, meaning if you're at 50 and it brings you down to 40, it's worth leveling every time. If you have 30 or more money and you're protecting a streak, it's worth a level. 30 or more money being if after leveling you have 30 or more gold and you're protecting a win streak, you should level and try and protect the win streak. Unless, of course, you scouted and you determine you cannot keep the streak no matter what you do. All right, so here I determined that this is my best board. I think it's probably better instead of playing the extra Ash, I could play the Warwick, maybe even another set. I'm not sure about the set because it would steal the Ionia buff here. I think here we actually end up losing by 1 HP. So maybe it was a Warwick diff. I'm actually not exactly sure what my best board here is. So if you guys have any idea, let me know in the comments. But yeah, a win here is extremely important. Would have kept my streak and denied him his streak, right? So here you're gonna see the first time I'm like, oh, we can go for Ash. Okay, so what do we say? The requirements for playing this Ionia variant is multiple copies of Ash early, Ionia Spat, and then and items, right? So here with the Ionia Spat, we just assume we have the items because we're forcing this. We got the Ionia Spat. We have to play Ionia, so hope the items come. And then we got, oh, silver ticket. Oh, snap. So first I scout, see, okay, is Ash contested, right? So I notice no one's playing Ash here. There's one guy who looks like he wants a Vanquisher angle, but he's not gonna he's not gonna play reroll Ash. So if you're not contested, you can play Ash. And then from here, this is guaranteed top 4. Okay, if I get to this spot, with this health, money, econ, items, and this spot with copies of Ash ready is top 4. Okay, so the way you play this is that you sit above 50 gold on level 6, you just press D. Okay, what are we buying? You're just buying Ash. Okay, what else are we buying? We're buying Set. That's it. Simple. You just buy Ashe, you buy Set, you play Vanquishers, ideally 4 Vanquishers. You can hit a 5% Neela or Xayah. It's actually not uncommon when you roll like 50 gold on 6 to see Xayah or Neela. You just play 4 Vanquisher, 2 Juggernaut, no problem. You can't find that specifically. You just play like whatever in the meantime. Like I'm playing like a 2-star. I'm playing like a 2-star like Renekton and like an extra Ashe. You know, just play a gold efficient board. Okay, while you're rolling, you don't want to play like a 2-star Tarek or something weird like that. You're already playing around your 2-star set Juggernaut. Okay, he's your main tank, and then you're just playing around your Vanquisher. Okay, you see a Zia, who cares, right? You see a Mordekaiser, who cares, bro? Like that is not, you're not playing that shit. Okay, so we're just gonna press D above 50. Okay, and remember to examine your shop to see if you can improve your board. Like I can pick up this Nautilus, no, right? Pick up the Nautilus. Okay, just kidding. We don't care about Nautilus, I guess. I was gonna say we're gonna play 4 Juggernaut. that was Nautilus plus Warwick is 4 Juggernaut here, by the way. We could play 4 Juggernaut for a better board over this 2 blue Bruiser Splash. Right, you see another Rek'Sai, you don't want to buy this. This is very expensive. Okay, something that you guys should know is that if you are like, these guys are side pieces, right? Okay, so these guys are not core. Okay, Set's core because he's your main tank. He's Ionia. Ashe's core, obviously, with Ashe Rojin is core. He's Ionia, Vanquisher. Darius is core because he's a Vanquisher. Okay, this Bruiser is Splash. Okay, it's plug and play. We can remove it anytime. You don't want to commit like a Rek'Sai 2 to it because that's 9 gold, and you lose 1 gold when you combine the Rek'Sai because resale value is 8 when the combined gold is 9. Okay, you don't want to dump a bunch of money into side grades. Okay, so that's why we're not holding the Rek'Sai here. It doesn't make any sense. Because think about it, the more money you hold in side grades, the longer it's going to take you to find your main upgrades. Meaning the Set, Darius, Ashe, Jhin, potential Neela, potential Xayah. Okay, for positioning, one thing that I just copied from Dish Soap is I just bottom corner my carry, and then I just have my tank in front, and then you can play like the pocket to the right as your off tank where that Darius is, and then you should spread your back line so they don't get AoE'd like the Karma. You should also spread your front line if you see some AoE shees. As for items here, obviously we're just gonna take a bow, right? We need Last Whisper. You can look for unit here. I don't see any Set. I don't see any Ashe. But yeah, we just take a bow. If there was an Ashe with a bow, we'll take the Ashe with a bow, right? First consideration is items. Second consideration is unit. Until your items are fixed. Items fixed being 3 main carry items, 3 main tank items, then you're probably looking to go for better units on the carousel rather than specific items because you already completed all your carry items, right? So here I have a Nasus. I'm like, oh, Fleshing Arena gave me a Nasus. That's lit. And you see me, we instantly slam the Last Whisper. No need to wait. It's the best item in Vanquishers. Honestly, it's just like a look at the stats angle. I mean, I don't know if I can accurate. I don't know if I understand it well enough to be able to explain. But basically, whether it's on Xayah or Ashe, I mean, Ashe Last Whisper spreads to everyone. The stats are good. I think. Yeah. Just like it's good in Vanquishers, especially on Xayah. You like make their armor lower, and then Xayah removes flat armor. It's like insane, right? Okay, so basically you need Last Whisper no matter what. Okay, #1 core item in Vanquishers. Okay, so here you just saw me. We rolled and we would dip below 40. We dipped below 50. That's fine. You can consider. I think the correct move here is to sell Warwick and Aurelia's. I was thinking like, oh, I want to play like 6 Ionia after I find the Ashes. So I need to keep copies of Aurelia. Usually you do want to play 6 Ionia, but I think with the spat you can get away with not having Aurelia, and instead making interest here is very important. Remember, we don't care about Warwick 2. It's not really relevant. But yeah, here I'm like, okay, Knowledge pair is better than Warwick pair. Just doing some like board fixing stuff that you guys should be able to do as you're rolling above 50. Just slowly improving your board. You know, you're not just looking for Ashe and Set. It is the most important thing you're looking for, but it's not the only thing you're looking for. Similarly, you don't want to replace your Set and put the tank items on Nasus. First, because Nasus 2 did get nerfed, so I don't know if he's considered a good main tank anymore. Like before, you could run a Nasus 2 until the end game. Now I think Nasus might be a little bit bad. Don't quote me on that. It's early in the patch, but I think he's not looking too hot with his main passive stealing. Health passive stealing went from 5% to 4%. That is a huge nerf. So he's no longer the Giga OP tank I think that he used to be. And the second reason being you're planning to 3-star this set. So yeah. And then you're like, oh, okay, what point do I need this Ash 3? Okay, so you should look to be close to Ash 3 by 4-1, 4-2, this area, when everyone's going to 7 and rolling and becoming strong. That's when you're looking for your Ash 3. Okay, so I would say when you think you can hit, you should send it. Okay, and then like I said, the 4 Jug was just the side grade. You know, we were really looking to play the 4 Vanquisher, and you can see that we did in fact play the 4 Vanquisher. Now we have a floating Nessus too. He can be replaced, maybe not really, but if any unit was to be replaced on my board, it would be him. So then, oh yeah, then we look at our items here, and we're like, okay, Redemption is slammable here. We already have 2 tank items. Redemption can complement it very easily. In terms of our last item, GS is extremely good, probably the best scaling carry item you can make. You just can't make it early because it doesn't do anything early. It only works against people with more than what is it, like 1600 health, and that only people with 1600 health only start showing up like stage 4-1. So if you slam a GS before stage 4-1, probably trolling. You should be making like your Last Whispers first, your Runons first, things of that nature. Okay, so here we have 6 Ash, 6 set. We're just waiting until we have maybe like 8 copies, 7 copies, and then we press D until you hit. Okay, so when you're 1 off, if you can spend a relatively small amount of money to get very strong, you should spend that money. So right now, I would estimate it will cost me a lot of money in order to get very strong, which probably like 50 gold. I don't know if I can hit 3 copies of Ash. So we're just gonna keep waiting. We gotta keep waiting until we can guarantee it. Because if you roll now and you miss, you're going 8th, right? If you spend all your money and you don't hit, that's how you go 8th, right? So we're picking our next augment here. Okay, I don't know if stationary support is good, but it seems a little bit sus, I'm not gonna lie. Radiant Relic is no good here because we cannot fit a carry item onto our Ash, so it's just gonna be a tank item, if I even get a tank item. And of course, with your Radiant items, you wanna put them on a carry. Probably pretty much always, I would say. Harm Assist is like a little bit sus. I don't think our Ash needs healing. That's more like melee carries, like challengers. People are guaranteed to take damage, maybe like Slayers or something. Not really sure who really likes Harm Assist that much, but not my guy, because my guy's sitting in the back, right? We're playing front to back. What the Forge is a little bit sus. I think if you check the stats, it's not very good. Social distancing it is, right? Just process of elimination. Social distancing works. I think it actually, after watching this game, is actually not bad because Ionia does not give any inherent stats, so giving flat AD AP doesn't seem too bad, especially considering with our other options. You also notice that I rolled past the Darius. Again, he's a side piece. He is core member of the team, but he gets no items, therefore we don't care about 3-starring him. So if you're wondering, what am I supposed to focus on 3-starring? The guys with items are the ones you care about, okay? The guys with items are the ones you care about. Anything else is making you hit your main carries slower. Okay, remember we're rolling above 50 here. Okay, we need to sell all the garbage and not hold like useless stuff. Okay, like more copies of Darius that you 3-star him, it won't do anything, and he's taking your money on your bench that you could be using to roll for your Ash and set. Because remember, the instant you hit 8 copies, you're gonna press D until you hit. Okay, the instant you hit 8 copies, D until you spike. Okay, if you can spend a small amount of money to get strong, you do it. Okay, as a general rule of thumb in TFT. Small money to get strong, you do it. So here, rolling above 50, rolling above 50. Oh, okay, 1 off, D. You're gonna see me send it. Okay, so we're gonna send it until we hit. Does not matter. Does not matter if you go to 0. Okay, if you miss, that's not your fault. You hit, you spike. All right, let's level and play the game, probably, right? I think here we should consider, I was gonna level and play something, but then I realized that I was about to be on interval next round, so I just waited 1 round and then I level after the carousel. But I think a good play is to level here. You just hit the Ash 3, you can save a lot of HP, you can get the better odds on 7. I think it's totally, I think the default is in fact to level here. I was just playing around with an idea here where maybe I don't level here and I just wait for a carousel, but yeah, default is definitely level here, okay? The instant you hit, you just spike. And I think that actually it was actually a level diff. I actually lost 1 money and some health. Oh, actually, wait, did I win? Oh, Jin is faker. Oh, no, oh! We did not win. We did not win. It was a level diff, clearly, right? So yeah, when you spike in terms of board strength, you want to level and fight. Okay, that's when you're playing the game, because we weren't playing the game until we hit that Ash 3. So now you hit that Ash 3, you press D above 50, you hit 8 Ash or 8 set, you press D until you send it, you hit your level, you spike. Now what? So the next step is, how do you improve your board? Okay, so if we look at our board here, at the end of the day, we have an Ionia spat, so we want 6 Ionia. At the end of the day, before the game ends, you better have 6 Ionia on your board. Now, that doesn't mean we have to sell Nila, sell Nasus, sell Darius, and make 6. You can't just force 6 Ionia, because putting 6 random Ionians in, like a 1-star Kog'maw, 1-star Shen, is not better than what you actually have, right? So remember, we just need to shape our board to the 6 Ionia board. Okay, and here I play a Bel'Veth thinking that it's going to it's worth 1 gold to do something here. Oh, okay, I hit the set. I was just looking for something to play. I think I was looking for 1 Juggernaut to play over this Bel'Veth, so I rolled down to 30. Probably roll 1 more. Yeah, probably roll 1 more. Yeah, I didn't find them. Like, okay, that's fine. Just stop. But we're looking for 1 Juggernaut so we can make our 4 Juggernaut board. Remember, this 4 Juggernaut board is going to be temporary, because at the end of the day, we want to end up with 6 Ionia. And if you want to do some planning, I guess this is where it probably gets a little advanced for you guys. You need to know your boards fairly well in order to plan. But you need to do some planning, okay? You need 4 Vanquisher, you need 6 Ionia. You also need to go 8 because we're stable on for a level 7 board with stable, right? It would take us a large amount of money to get strong, right? We would have to spend a lot of money to get strong. Okay, maybe we need 1 Juggernaut and that's it. But so not exactly. I did try and get the Juggernaut by spending like 8 gold, 5 gold, whatever. But beyond that, once you hit the 4 Juggernaut, you can't really get stronger on 7. You need to go 8 to find the better units. Indicators of being stable on 7 is you're winning round, stage 4. Like, I just won a round. I'm probably going to win this round too. Oh yeah, I'm trying to like, can I get rid of this Bel'Veth? Like, is she doing anything? It's costing me money here. And then I end up selling Karma, I think. Indicators of being stable at level 7 is strong front line. So here I have a set 3, and strong enough back line. Strong enough so you can like kill units. So here you can see me doing the rogue setup. So if you haven't seen this before, let me get my pen out here. Against rogues, if you guys hate rogues, like most non-rogue players, actually everyone who doesn't play rogues, this tank goes into the 3rd square, your carry goes into this pocket, and in the 4th square goes your next ranged unit. So what happens is make sure that no one is standing in these 2 spots, so that the rogues that are surrounding this set here will jump to Jhin every single time, which will therefore leave your Ashe alone. Okay, this is the positioning for rogues. This is pretty much the only safe square, only known positioning to counter rogues here. And I didn't play against rogues in this matchup, but anytime they're in your rotation, you should definitely consider playing this pocket. Okay, I think it'll happen later, but yeah, you should definitely memorize this pocket. It's just tank in the 3rd spot, carry in this specific pocket in this 2nd back row, and then another ranged unit in the 4th spot from the left in the back row. Okay, just memorize those 3 spots. Boom. And that will prevent any rogues from going on your main carry. Okay, let's fast forward a bit here until we get to the Raptors. Okay, we get a bow. Oh, sword for GS. That's what we're talking about. Instantly slam that. Next, we're looking at maybe Xayah items or Nila items. But first, let's level. So this is an intervotal level, 5-1. And I play my 6 Ionia. Surely I have 6 Ionia here somewhere. Very nice. And then I should open the anvil. Do the free roll, open anvil. And for items, we should look at what we have right now. And then we're like, okay, who's the secondary carry here? We should be making a Xayah here, because on my board, all I have is Xayah. I either make a Xayah item or a 2nd tank in Nasus. Remember, we're not really planning to play this Nasus forever. And you might be thinking, why don't we make Nila items? We can't even play the Nila yet because Darius 2 is better than Nila 1 here, right? So I'm like, okay, we're making Xayah items. What items do you want to make here? Remember, GS is the premier late game carry item. Probably GS. It's probably most likely GS. If you want to try and kill the tier, there's really no way to kill the tier unless you want to make a Shojin. Like it'd be a Shojin Last Whisper. You already have Last Whisper and Ash, so maybe double Last Whisper is overkill. I think here it's probably just GS Hodge. You can also consider like I don't know. I was like, maybe like Titans something on Nasus. Nah, not really. Okay, you just want to make a secondary carry on your Xayah. Okay, you want to make a secondary carry on Xayah, a third carry in your Nila, and you're chilling. Okay. So yeah, I think here I definitely just make a GS Hodge, right? Very nice, very nice. You can put the chain on someone if you want. Who cares? You'll notice that I throw Karma in the front. Why do we send Karma out to die? It's because you do not want your Karma stealing the Ionia buff from your important Ionia units, okay? Because Karma does not really benefit, does not do anything for your team getting the Ionia buff. It just gives her AP and lets her cast, so she'll do like 5 damage. Whereas you could be having your Ashe get the Ionia buff, your Xayah get the Ionia buff, even Jhin, he can snipe someone with the Ionia, he can kill one unit with the Ionia buff. Aurelia can tank with it, Sett can tank with it, you name it, okay? Just let your Karma die. When in doubt, let your Karma die. And then here, I think you are just seeing me figure out how to position for the the rogue guy. So here, we can spend some money to hit Nila 2, but she has no items. So Nila 2 over Darius 2 is what we're looking for, but she has no items, so it's not that important yet. And if you're asking, why don't we social distance our front line? Social distancing the front line is not as important as social distancing the back line, because they don't use the AP AD as well. So here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This positioning pocket with the tank in the second row is preventing my Ashe from being jumped on. They all went on Jhin, and only after they kill Jhin will they go to Ashe. But one thing to note is that if you put a unit to the right of Jhin, they will go towards that unit rather than Ashe. Okay, so I ended up winning this round, which is very good. But if you put the Xayah right here next to Jhin, this Qiyana would have jumped to Jhin, killed Jhin, jumped to Ashe. So this is how you beat the rogue positioning, okay? If you learn anything from this video, and you hate rogues, because rogue is very meta right now, probably top 3 comp, according to the stats, then you should memorize this pocket positioning, okay? And play it every time there's a strong rogue player in your rotation, okay? Don't let them get away with the free wins. So here, we're just chilling. We're just waiting for our Nilas. In terms of upgrades, in the future, we're thinking, okay, we can make a Shen over the Aurelia. We can make a Ahri over the Karma, right? So we're just waiting here, collecting Econ, attempting to go level 9, right? We're just trying to go level 9 here until proven otherwise. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I just roll. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not really sure what I'm rolling for here. And I was like, okay, maybe I should just roll for Xayah too. You could roll for Xayah too. The instant you hit a pair, you should definitely roll. Remember, when you're 1 off, just press D. Most of the time, it's most of the time correct to press D when you can spend a small amount of money to get strong. Okay. Right now, I cannot spend a small amount of money to get strong because it would take a lot of money to find a Xayah 2. I don't have a pair. If I had a pair, I'll just D, right? 25% good odds. Even if you scout and you see other Xayah players, and as long as they're not, if they're all healthy, fuck it, just roll. If they're about to die, you should wait. Right? You should do some scouting. Okay, so on Carousel here, what are we looking for? We're looking for a Xayah item. Remember, items scale multiplicatively. That means you want to stack items on the same unit so you can get these scaling benefits to it. In this case, I don't really see any items that can scale with our Xayah. She can use a 2 Hodges is pretty bad, almost not even an item. I would use a Shojin. I'm down. Rapid fire, not really down, but I could be convinced. But this Ahri is a clear upgrade over the over our Karma, and Ahri leads into potentially late game. So we take the Ahri here, and then for the Sterak's, who can use the Sterak's? Oh, this Nila that we just hit. And then another thing you guys should know is that, oh wow, we hit a random Cassante. Just because it's a legendary doesn't mean it fits on your board. We have no, like, yeah, sure, we have Shurima, but we're not playing around the Nasus, right? We're playing around their set 3. Nasus is no items. He's not the main tank. Remember, he is what's the word? Expendable. He's expendable. We can plug and play him. Okay, so honestly, if you think about upgrades for the Nasus, it has to be a Juggernaut for our set 3, so we will play an Aatrox when we hit it. You just see me holding Cassante because it doesn't cause me any interest, but there's no universe where I play it. Even Cassante 2 is extremely hard to justify here, I think. Probably wouldn't play it over anything. So yeah, no Cassante here. Okay. And then here, we end up killing this guy. Haha. So let's fast forward here. We're attempting to go 9. The instant we hit a Xayah pair, we might end up rolling. Anytime we see a Shen goes in over Aurelia. On level 9, the plan is Xayah 2, RE2, add an extra unit, probably Aatrox, maybe find an upgrade for Nasus. We could play like a 2-star Scion, random 2-star Scion, random 2-star Cassante. We could get the Xayah 2, like if we start losing every round, like if, for example, if I lost the last 3 rounds, I'll just donkey until Xayah 2 and just play for top 4, right? But we're in a position where we want to try, if you're stable, right? Stable meaning you're winning rounds, strong front line, strong back line, you're trying to push levels. So here we hit an upgrade, and then I'm like, okay, we on 6-1. Remember, your level intervals are when the round starts or after carousel. So we are 6-1. I'm like, I can level to play a unit, which is the Rise, and it was a relevant Rise, so Noxus Rise. I think probably the most irrelevant Rise is probably the Bandle City Rise. Also, I tried to position for Rogue here, but I'm pretty sure I messed it up. And for my Anvil, I was just looking, if you're wondering, I'm just looking for a 3rd Xayah item. You don't want to put you don't want to get another Neela item, because even though she is 2-star, remember, items scale multiplicatively, and we will get a Xayah 2, don't worry. Okay, items scale multiplicatively. Okay, so we were looking for a Xayah item here. Okay, and then sorry, anyways, I think I messed up the rogue positioning here. 1 2 3 4, did I count that right? 1 2 3 4. Oh, I think it's okay. No, we're okay. I think one of the fights I do, I end up mispositioning, but it's fine. But yeah, we instantly level, play the Rise. This is just like how where we hit that 3-star Ashe, instantly level and play a unit. That's what we should have done. On the stage, new stage, instantly level up, play something. Okay, maybe you can sack 1 if you're broke and then level up, but you cannot fall behind in lobby tempo. So here we're pretty much all in now, right? Gotta roll and get strong. How do we know we need to roll and get strong? Every HP matters now. Okay, every single HP matters now. It could be the difference between 3rd and 4th, 2nd and 3rd, and sometimes even 1st and 2nd. If you're hitting earlier than someone, you end up killing someone who is actually pretty strong, and they don't get a bailout that they could have gone on carousel, stuff like that. So here, I should have considered selling Shen for this Rise, but I decided to greed and see if I could win the round instead of locking shop or selling my Shen pair. Shen is the least relevant out of my units here because he has no items. He's not main tank, so we don't care about him as much. But a Shen 2 is nice as a side tank, you know? A Shen 2 is a Shen 2. Just like how a Nasus 2 is a Nasus 2. So we end up winning, which is very nice. So I can buy without locking. But if I did not win, I would have sold the Shen in order to buy the Rise. That way, and the reason why you don't lock is because you're really looking for that Xayah 2, that RE2. Right, the RE2 has no items, so really what you're looking for is Xayah 2. You don't want to waste. You don't want to waste shops. You don't want to waste shops. Not looking for Xayah. You know, it's very important. Very important to know what units you must prioritize upgrading. Just like how you don't hold extra copies of Darius because he has no items. You don't care about Darius 3. He's just wasting money. So in this case, we instantly sold Nasus to when we found the Aatrox, because Aatrox, Nasus 2 versus Aatrox, I think is comparable. You could say Nasus 2 maybe a bit tankier, but selling Nasus gives us 11 gold, which helps us dig for a Xayah and a Shen. So I would for sure take a Aatrox 1 plus Xayah 2 over a Nasus 2 and a Xayah 1, right? So here we end up losing against this guy. This is a Xayah 2 div. Look how close it is. Xayah 2 div, Shen 2 div. We DDDDD, okay? Spend a small amount of money to get strong. DDDDD. Okay, we need to spend money here. We're just all in. All in. In terms of on carousel, first thing items. Okay, I need Ari item and then I need unit. Any Xayah, any Shen? Nope. Okay, Ari item. And then Ari item is amazing. It's a blue buff. Unfortunately, I think someone else also wants a blue buff. So another Ari item, one thing you need to know for Ari is that she needs mana gen first, and then damage. So AP and then spell crit or damage amplifier. So first is mana gen. The mana gen we saw was the adaptive helm. It serves as mana gen, Shojin, blue buff, anything like that. I was playing around with the idea of giving it to the Rise to be cheeky. Maybe he can give Ari items because it's Noxus Rise. Heimer, you can see if you can try and fit Heimer, but I don't think Heimer fits on our board here. We already have a 2-star Rise. Some might say upgrading this Rise is actually preventing us from finding a Zaya, and I might be inclined to agree. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So it's up to you to determine if upgrading that Rise is worth, or spending is five more rolls for a Zaya 2 worth. Okay. I think is an argument could be made either way. Probably better player will say, don't upgrade the Rise XD. In which case I will most definitely agree, because I can see right now we need the Zaya 2 like 2 rounds ago. What did we make 2 rounds ago? Rise 2. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you didn't know the Zaya was coming. I mean, I didn't know. I was just trying to get as strong as possible, right? So we just made the Zaya. We just made the Rise 2. Sorry, misspoke. So here, for positioning, you're just trying to not get Jarvan, really. Just make sure your tank is in front of your main carry, in the sense that the enemy front line cannot wrap around and attack your main carry. Put your main carry in the corner, right? If you want to bait Jarvan, you should center a bunch of units. So here you saw me center Jhin and Rise, and Shen and Set. So the idea is that Jarvan will never, ever ulti the Ashe. He will only ever ulti the center, right? So here, if you watch this, I think Dish Soap has a Twitter picture for positioning against Jarvan. But yeah, just make sure that he doesn't stun your main carry, because imagine if my main carry was stunned. Imagine if you like grouped all your carries in the bag. I think a lot of you guys in low elo do this. Put everyone in the bag, you get stunned, you lose there, and you die here, guaranteed. And then that's literally 1 stun can be the difference between there would be a 3rd and a 1st. I think my clone killed the other guy. And there you go. A nice easy default Ashe reroll, Ashe Ionia reroll game. Okay. Anytime you see a Ionia spat and you have Ashes, you should consider Ashe reroll. Just make sure you scout the lobby and you follow these patterns where you just stay above 50 gold on 6, you roll for Ashe, itemize Ashe, use that to go to level 7, and then make small adjustments to your board so you can go 8, all in, and or go 9. Boom, done, easy. And this is the best comp by far. So if you find yourself in this spot, you should just pursue it, okay? And usually the way you see this is you're already playing, like you're already angling Ionia Vanquisher, then you get a spat and you have Ashe. That's how you know you're playing this. Another way you can guarantee pseudo guarantees, you're playing Placidium Library and be like, okay, I use it for Ionia spat, so you just force this, you put the spat on Ashe, call it a day, you know? So anyways, I hope you guys learned something, or I hope this helped. And if you thought that this is good content, / if you want to let me know what I could have done better, or what you thought was particularly helpful, or if you wanted to see me make more, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm always down to try and help you guys. Low-key, struggling a little myself in low masters, but my excuse is I had COVID and I wasn't here the last week. So we will be hopefully GM again soon. God, I haven't even hit Challenger yet, so that's pretty sad. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.